Welcome back to this week's coffee break. I absolutely love British crime dramas. My favorite of all time is a British TV show called Morse. Some call it Inspector Morse. It's sort of an Agatha Christie kind of look. If you've never seen the show, I highly recommend that you go back and look at it. John Thaw was excellent as Inspector Morse. Just a crotchety old man who thought deeply and hated people. I don't know why I'm drawn to him. But I listened to a podcast just recently about, actually I think it was a video I watched on YouTube about storytelling, and one of the things that they mentioned about making your story more engaging, making your story better, is that you need two stories going on at the same time. So in a show like Morse or so many other crime dramas, my favorite right now in the modern era is Bosch on Amazon Prime. If you've never watched that show, it's amazing. It's over now. They're coming out with a new series about the same character after he's retired from the police force, but I digress. The idea of having two storylines is this. So you've got the ongoing storyline of the murder mystery, and you're giving clues along the way, and you're talking to people, and you're seeing how others interact and who's who in the storyline. And so there are some things to keep going there. But in addition to that, you have what has become the standard storyline of any good cop show, and that is the wounded detective, somebody who is flawed, somebody who has problems. If you've got a detective that is great looking, enjoys the world, always dating beautiful women, blah, 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 that guy is boring. I mean, if you even look at James Bond, who sort of exemplifies some of that in the storyline, is a deeply flawed character, and we learn more and more about his flaws every time we watch a new iteration of the movie. Batman, a deeply flawed character. So that makes it more interesting to have these two story arcs side by side. And it made me wonder if we were to do something like that in our classrooms. Now, obviously, we're not going to be Inspector Morse, but if we have one storyline of the lessons that we're teaching and the standards that we are unpacking for kids and the things that they're doing along that way, and then somewhere along the line, we also portray the line of the flawed teacher. Now, I'm not saying you should get into your personal life. That's not it. But there's nothing wrong. If you're a math teacher and you're presenting a new problem in geometry, there's nothing wrong with telling kids, when I was in high school, I really struggled with this particular thing myself. And it took me a while. And this is what I had to go through to get there. And I'm going to try to help you do the same thing. Or if you are an English teacher and you're teaching writing, and you tell them, when I was in high school, I had a really hard time getting started. I would look at a blank piece of paper and I didn't know where to begin. And these are the things that helped me become a better writer. Somewhere along the line, to make yourself, for lack of a better term, more interesting to your kids by showing them that you are not the sage on the stage that they think you are. That you are just a human being who has been through the exact same classes they've been through. You've done the exact same kinds of problems and assignments that they're being asked to do. And hopefully, somewhere along the line, you struggled a little bit. This is just something to think about. Take a look at your own lessons. What are you presenting? And how are you presenting yourself? And do the kids know how you interact with this particular topic that you're talking about? Because they probably should. We'll see you next week.